Everyone back to the More YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day. And we're back with another entry to the media Muppets story and segment. That's right. This thing never seems to end, to be honest with you. Even when we think the media have kind of learned the lesson, up pops another Muppet. It's generally an ex-player and an ex-player with probably a smaller IQ that he's got goal return, to be fair. And step forward, another idiot from the Midlands. And it's not Gabriel Bogle this time. I've had enough of him. It is Troy Deeney. That's right, that superstar Premier League striker. Troy Deeney's been having his say about Newcastle United. I'm going to have my say about Troy Deeney right now. Now, Paul from the Toon Review has already cooked this chump and allowed me to saute him as well, because I'm going to get stuck into this disrespectful Muppet of a bloke who slagged off the Northeast no end whatsoever. If you didn't know already, Troy Deeney was talking on a channel. Some people like to give him work. I don't know who it was. It was CBS Sports. Golazio apparently was talking about Newcastle United and saying how difficult it is to get players to the club. And this is what he said. It's right at the top of the country. I don't want to be disrespectful, which generally means he's about to be, but it's not a desirable place to go and live because you're so far away from London. Now, just pause that for a second. Troy Deeney is from Birmingham, right? Now, I'm sorry to anyone who's from Birmingham watching this, but in my day job, I have traveled this country quite a bit. I've traveled to other countries as well. And Birmingham is an absolute shithole of a place. Nothing like the Northeast whatsoever, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And if you're watching Troy Deeney, maybe look at these pictures. Maybe you will rethink your ridiculously disrespectful statements about the Northeast. So then goes on to say, it's like 4 or 5 hours. It's difficult to get people there, to get investment there. Okay, that's a bit strange. So some of the richest people in the world bought the football club in the shape of the PIF. They didn't have a problem getting their money there. The Reuben brothers are some of the richest people in the country. They ain't got their problem getting their money there, mate. So maybe do your research as well. And it isn't difficult to get there. You can get a train from London to Newcastle and vice versa. I did it myself just the other week for 3 hours direct straight to Newcastle. And not to mention, we have an airport where you can fly all around the world, mate. So, we're not in Winterfell. There's not a fucking wall there with Jon Snow and White Walkers stopping people getting in, you complete bellend. So open your eyes and pay attention to what you're talking about before you stick your boot in. So he's saying, but they, as in the Newcastle United owners, are going to have to do it. So he's saying they must have known it before they bought it, because these are not stupid people, unlike you, Troy, as well. So for me, I just think these kind of comments, really, they're all clickbaity comments, and they're designed to get a rise out of fans, just like I'm giving them now. But I always say, fuck it. I'm using this to get off my chest. It's cathartic. I enjoy doing it. And I like sauteing and cooking twats like Troy Deeney for my spare time and my enjoyment. Paul did a great job of annihilating him on the Toon Review and allowing me to also join in the boot to this complete prick of a player who, by the way, in his entire Premier League career, only got 47 goals in 165 appearances. That's only 6 more than John Terry, a fucking centre-half, by the way. So what does that tell you about how clinical the superstar Premier League striker Troy Deeney was as a player? But let's just get into this whole, thing about Newcastle. It's difficult to get people to go there. Why would anybody want to come and live in Newcastle? Why would you want to live in the Northeast? Well, here's a couple of ideas. Now, I'm not a travel channel by any stretch of the imagination, but I happen to live in this beautiful country, and I've lived here since I was 2 years old. My family moved down here from Scotland, and I love this place. And why do I love this place? I love this place for places like this. Tynemouth, Long Sands. Look at that. That is like a goddamn postcard picture, wherever you've seen it. Beautiful scenes, the award-winning beaches in the region. There's one reason in particular, somewhere where Sting came from, Troy Deeney, someone who's more famous and more classy than you. Somewhere where Sam Fender came from, also more classier than you. A beautiful place to live. Don't like the Long Sands? What about Bamburgh Castle, you fucking melt? Look at that. It looks like something out of a movie set, something out of Game of Thrones, something out of Robin Hood. What a beautiful place that is. You fancy going a little bit more closer to the town? How about a waterfall in Jesmond that you've just seen there? That's in the middle of fucking Jesmond, Troy Deeney. That's just outside of the town. The only thing that's flown in Birmingham City Centre is puddles of piss from people who've had too much to drink in the Wetherspoons. You absolute tit. And you want to go into Newcastle? Look at that beautiful picturesque quayside with the bridges and the Opera House in there. That's absolutely gorgeous. That could be right in the middle of your precious London for all you want to know. But do you want to escape into the countryside? How about Kielder Forest? Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. So there's a few reasons why living in the Northeast is absolutely beautiful. A lot of these footballers, you've seen it. Gary Neville did something on the overlap with Anthony Gordon. They were walking down Whitley Bay seafront. They were talking and walking in there. Absolutely gorgeous scenery. Gary Neville's a northern lad. He respected it and he understood it as well. A lot of these players who go live in Northumberland, they probably take their dogs for walks. Eddie Howe takes his dog for walks. They like to escape from the hustle and bustle and the noise of London. People seem to talk about London like it's this cosmopolitan place, right? Of course, London is a major capital city, right? A lot of people go around the world to see it. I spent time in London, right? It's good to be in moments, right? But you don't want to live there, for fuck's sake. Too much hustle, too much bustle, too much noise. These players don't want to do that. They want to escape away from all the racket. And what better place to do it than the northeast of England with some of those beautiful scenes right there? Maybe, Troy Deeney, if you spent longer than just half a game of football or a full game of football here, where you literally went to a hotel, got your coach to the fucking ground, played your game, back in the coach, back to the hotel, and back to Watford, maybe you would understand how absolutely gorgeous this region is. We call it God's country for a reason, you stupid twat. Maybe you should come up here and spend a bit of time here. Get a camper van, go around and see the sights, mate Christ. We'll meet you and take you around, you know. Let's show you the northeast, Troy Deeney. Open your eyes and stop being such a prick. These guys just say this totally to stick the boot into the region. It really pisses me off. The UK is such a small country worldwide, right? We're not America, you know, we're not Russia, we're not China, we're a tiny little speck in the ocean. But these people like Troy Deeney, Gabriel Bonglahor, talk about this gap from Newcastle to Watford like it's the fucking Great Wall of China or something. It's nothing. It's 3 hours on a train. It's 40 minutes on a plane. What are you talking about, you absolute moron? He talks about the bad weather as well. It doesn't stop people going to Manchester United or Liverpool or Manchester City. It rains more in the northwest of England. I mean, Christ almighty, they're born with gills on that side of the country. It's that fucking wet. It doesn't stop people going to Manchester and living in Manchester. You know, so why would it stop people living in Newcastle? It's just that disrespect. Once again, they still don't want Newcastle to be anything higher than what we've always been. And that's just the Whitton boys underneath the top six. You know, even when Keegan was here, they hated it when we were upsetting the apple cart with the entertainers and all that. They loved it when we didn't win the league. You know, they don't want anybody to break that precious little status quo of Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester United. That's what they don't want. They don't even like City. They don't even like City coming like they did. It's only when Pep got there and they started to hang out the back of his arse that they wanted to praise Manchester City all the time. But I don't understand, as an ex-player and a so-called pundit, how you can throw out such utter bullshit hyperbole about a region you clearly know nothing about. Look at those photographs I've just pulled up there. Read a bit of history about Newcastle in the northeast. I mean, fuck me, I would have pulled up the Sycamore Gap tree, which is famous worldwide, not just because of the beautiful region Hadrian's Wall and the history behind that. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves as well. Troy Deeney, you're similar age to me, you fucking dickhead. You remember that as well. But I would have pulled it up and it would have made it very sad because some arsehole cut it down who doesn't reflect people in the northeast. The people in the northeast are friendly. It's a beautiful place to live. A lot of people will come and live here who live down south and work down south all their life. They'll come and retire and live up in the northeast, possibly in the Lake Districts or Cumbria as well, because it's a nice place to live with beautiful scenery, gorgeous countryside, and beautiful coastlines as well. Loads of places you can go and enjoy yourself. The players will enjoy it, I guarantee you. I'd love a player to come out and bury this prick for slagging up the northeast. What an absolute dickhead. But that's my thoughts about Troy Deeney. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think about this tit, Gabriel Bonglahor, and the rest of the arseholes. It's no surprise. I think he gets a paycheck from talk shite. They just seem to constantly get these useless, average, bang average players who did nothing in their career. And they get behind a microphone and start slagging people off like him, O'Hara, Gabriel Bonglahor. I mean, they're not going to get in the Premier League all-time 11, are they? Unless you're picking an all-time 11 wanker team and then they're in like Flynn. So let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Smash the like, subscribe, guys. Keep it ever more. We'll be back some more Newcastle United banter this week. Have a good one, except you, Troy. Unless you want to come to the northeast, then you will have a good one because it's a gorgeous place to live, you dick. See you later. Cheers.